Hi, my name is Greg. I play in the Menzingers. I just want to run you through some gear that I play live. First thing on my chain is Ernie Ball volume pedal. Pretty simple. That goes directly into the amp. From there, I go into tuner, just standard Boss tuner. From the tuner, then I go into a Earthquaker Devices Hummingbird. This is a tremolo pedal. I have it set. It has two settings, and the second setting is like, it's pretty intense. It's a little bit too intense for anything that I would use. It's modeled after an old Vox tremolo from the old Vox amps, and I have it set just kind of pretty moderate. Like, it has the depth and rate mode, and I don't really have the depth too much, and then the rate, I have it a little bit faster. It's kind of fun to jam around on. It sounds cool, but besides that, I just use it on 2 songs on the new record. I use it through some big, long open chords. It sounds nice to just give some dynamic to the chords and everything. So in a song like Transient Love off of the new record, I use that for the chorus. So from the tremolo pedal, then I run into a carbon copy analog delay. Pretty standard delay pedal. I don't really do anything too fancy with it. The mix is about 12 o'clock. The regen and delay, I'll mess around with them sometimes. When you mess around with them a bit, you can get some like really weird, like whooshy kind of noises, and it kind of goes by song. It's really nice to just throw in on leads, and just like, it just kind of makes it get bigger and everything. So from there, I go into a small clone chorus pedal. I've had this forever. Got it essentially because Kurt Cobain played it. It was like his pedal. So I thought that was really cool. And it was probably the first pedal I got that wasn't a distortion pedal. This I use on on the Impossible Past. That was like a lot of the leads, a lot of verses and stuff like that. It's just a really cool basic chorus pedal, and I've always liked it. I've tried a couple other ones, but I don't know, there's just something about the Electro Harmonics one that is just like, that's what you hear when you hear like Come As You Are. Like, you know, right when you hear those notes immediately, you're like, oh, small clone, rad. So from the small clone, I go into the OCD, the full tone OCD pedal, Overdrive pedal. I've tried a lot of them over the years, and I've always gone back to this. The Anti-Flag guys recommended it, and I was in the market for one when we first did a tour with them, and I was sold. It can get like really intense, and it can be like pretty chill too. So it sounds great through a clean channel. If you already have a broken up channel, I use that on pretty much all my leads. I used to use a Rat pedal for my Overdrive, which was great, but I went through 2 of them. They're just not really built as well. These things are made like a brick. Like, you drop it off like a 3-story building and it will still work, and that's why I love them. Like, that's one of the other reasons that I started picking these pedals, is that I pick ones that are indestructible, because when kids are like falling all over them and everything, you know, I'm just sick of buying pedals over and over again. So it really comes down to like making something that's strong and durable that could withstand like a 160-pound kid falling on top of it. So the Bulldozer right here, this is the Serious Fuzz War by Death by Audio. Great boutique company out of New York City. It's just like the most intense fuzz that you could imagine. It sounds so rad. We've used it on every record from Chamberlain Waits to Rented World. It always pops up for that point where you're like, we need a lot of noise. Let's make a lot of noise, and we'll always kick that pedal on. It's really, really cool. It can be way too intense that it's not even usable sometimes, but I've kind of honed it in, I think, to a point where it does work. A Chicago Music Exchange, I got it from probably one of the coolest guitar shops in the country. I went in there, I was trying out a bunch of fuzz pedals. The guy goes, oh, you're trying that out? Yeah, that's cool. Why don't you give this a shot? Play one note. My bandmate did, and then everybody in the band bought the pedal the next day. So I was like, all right. Played one note, and I was like, yeah, I'm sold. I'll take that. So it's a really, really cool pedal, and I've been using it for years. It's great. So here I got an ABY box by Livewire. It's actually Tom's. He let me borrow it for the tour. I'm running 2 amps on this tour. I haven't actually done that before, so this is the first time that I'm doing it. I have a Orange OR50 that is pretty much the main rig. It's the main distorted rig that I'm using. And then the Fender Blues DeVille, the American one from the early 90s that I've had, I bought it for $100 off of my best friend when he knew nothing about guitars. And I've had it forever. And it's kind of like, I did a tour without it last year, and it just didn't feel right. So I was like, I need it back, you know, and it just kind of turned down. And that's like a really light crunch, and the orange is like the more overdriven amp. And I pretty much run them both at the same time all the time. Every once in a while I'll kick off the orange when it just needs to be a little bit quieter, but for the most part I'm running them both at the same time. And then I run it into this guy, which has pretty much become my main guitar, Gibson Les Paul Standard. The fine folks at Russo Music in New Jersey helps me out with it. It's the guitar that I'll get buried with, essentially. I love it. It's great. Unfortunately, I got a little crack thanks to U.S. Airways on the way to England, but besides the crack, it's great. You know, you kind of can't go wrong with the Les Paul Standard. So yeah, so I mean, when it comes down to making a pedal board, you can obviously do it yourself. This pedal board cost about $6 from Home Depot. It's just a plank of wood. I had the guy cut it. I nailed a 2x4 that I sawed down and bought some Velcro, and you know what? It really does work, and it's pretty great. Kind of lay out your pedal boards in a space, and then just see how much room you need. Cut a piece of wood, some Velcro, and you're done, really. So basically, the way that I found out all my pedals is YouTube videos. Like, it sounds corny, but you know, I spend a lot of time just like checking them out, and then I'll go to a shop, and like, there's nothing better than bringing your own guitar in, bringing your amp in, and just trying out. That's the key too, is make sure the things that you get work for you. You know, it's like, a lot of times people will buy things and be like, oh, it sounded cool when Slash played it, but it's like, that doesn't work, you know? So make sure that it's like, you're not going to bum your bandmates out with the wah pedal or something, you know, and just like, yeah, just get what works for the band and everything, essentially.